I'm Himang Pashwate and I'm going to present a short analysis of the budget that was announced yesterday. First, let's understand the background that the finance minister spoke about. First, the challenges that he faced were economic slowdown, both globally and in India. He is projecting a GDP growth of about 7% for the coming year. On the expenses side, there is a double whammy. He needs to implement the 7th pay commission and the one rank one pension scheme, both of which will increase the employee expenses by about 1 lakh crore for the coming year. We have back-to-back deficiency in monsoon, which means if you look at the rural sector, they have been badly affected for the last 2 years. Keeping in mind the background, let's look at the themes that the finance minister focused on, and I could clearly identify 5 themes. First, it was clearly a pro-farmers budget. Examples, Narendra Modi had announced that he wants to double farmers' income by the year 2022. There have been allocation for interest waiver to farmers who had suffered from droughts, and a crop insurance scheme was launched. Second, the focus was clearly on the rural sector of India. Again, examples can be announcement of 100% electrification for all villages by the year 2018, increased allocation to the employment schemes in the rural area, and each gram panchayat was allocated 1 crore. We have about 2.5 lakh gram panchayats in the country. Third, job creation. If you look at it, a lot of Indians every year graduate and in need of jobs. So again, there were a couple of schemes to promote job creation. Examples could be allocation of 1,500 crores to setting up skill centers. Lot of focus on Startup India so that young entrepreneurs can provide a lot of increased job opportunities. Third, the government is going to pay the 8.33% contribution of the employers so as to get them encourage more employment. Fourth, rich tax. Now the budget clearly wants the rich to pay higher tax. Examples could be, if your income is over 1 crore, your surcharge has increased from 12% to 15%. If you earn a dividend income of more than 10 lakhs, you pay 10% dividend tax. Third, if you buy a car over 10 lakhs, you pay an extra surcharge of 1%. The fifth theme, the government focus on ease of doing business. Narendra Modi had clearly announced his vision to make India in the top 50 ranking as far as ease of doing business is concerned. Right now they are ranked at 130. For doing the same, we need to simplify a lot of processes. Examples can be the arbitration process, how to register a company, accounts for smaller companies. So a lot of initiatives are announced here. Second is improved efficiency, especially as far as subsidies are concerned. So Aadhaar is going to get statutory backing, which means a lot of subsidies will be reaching the beneficiary directly through their Aadhaar card. This has potential of saving the country 1 lakh crores over the next 5 years. If to conclude, I would say the budget was focused on Bharat so that the rural economy gets a big push. As far as the numbers are concerned, there was a huge speculation will the government focus on fiscal deficit. The target was at 3.5% and the government decided to stick to the same target. Fiscal deficit is the difference between the government's total income and the total expenditure. Here it means for every 100 rupees the government earns, the government is going to spend 103.5 rupees. The remaining obviously is going to be borrowed from the markets. The revenue deficit will remain at 2%. With these 2 points, we have understood that the Prime Minister and the Finance Minister are very focused on the fiscal responsibilities that it had. This cheered the markets a lot. Overall analysis, positives, it's a good course correction. The BJP government was traditionally supposed to be pro-corporate at the cost of the rural India. In fact, Rahul Gandhi had called it a Sood Boot Ki Sarkar. This time we see a clear focus on focusing on Bharat here. The negatives, banking sector is in a mess. the banking sector was expected to get a lot more support from the government, but the government decided to stick to providing 25,000 crores for banking recapitalization here. The markets were expecting a little more. No major announcements at all. It was a very basic budget. No big bang announcements. No clear concrete focus at all. As far as the math is concerned, especially related to the fiscal deficit, I would say it's going to be highly difficult to achieve the same because the government has highly ambitious revenue targets which seem very unrealistic, and it has not fully accounted for the expenses of the 7th pay commission and one rank one pension scheme. I have my doubts whether the government will be able to maintain fiscal deficit at 3.5%. As always, execution remains a challenge. A plethora of these schemes have been announced in the last 2 years. We really do not know how many of them have actually taken off the ground. So execution is a big challenge for the current government. Other than that, I would say it was a moderate government. The finance minister faced a lot of challenges, and he had to maintain a fair balance between all of them. I would say lack of bad news was the only good news in this budget. So the markets had a very tepid response yesterday to the entire budget announcements. So hope I would rate it to be a 6 on 10 budget given all the considerations that I have just spoken about. Thank you.